Hey guys, what's up? I am your host, the J-Man, and welcome to my YouTube video for today, which is Tuesday, September 27th, 2011. And as all of you should know, tomorrow is comic book day, new comic book releases, and I just thought I'd share with you what I like to do right before comic book day. I go to comixology.com and I make a pull list of all the comics that I want. Yeah, so why Comixology? Because it's one of the few websites that I've actually found that lists like everything that's coming out for, you know, not only this week but the next week and the next week, and it also shows previews. It links to TFAW, where you can pre-order and order products, not just comic books, but everything related to comic books, toys, magazines, posters, you name it. Other things you can do on Comixology, like I said, you click on pull and it adds it to your pull list, which they will email to you Wednesday morning. And you can also click, bag or burn, which is basically a like it or hate it system. You can post a review or just comment. If you click view series, they have an entire list of every title and every issue of the series. They give you really good statistics and information about each title, like for instance, not only what it's about, not only who wrote it and did the artwork, but also things like, is it a limited series? How many issues are in the limited series? Is it an ongoing, etc., etc. So lots of different features here. As you can see, you can get RSS, Twitter, Facebook, all that cool stuff. So yeah, comixology.com. First thing we do is log in, which I'm about to do now. If I can just find the login spot. There it is. Log in and username, password, just as usual. Every site's got to have a username and a password. Hopefully I can remember mine. And no, I can't remember it. So in that case, we're just going to go look at the comics that are coming out tomorrow by clicking on this week, and they give you an alphabetical listing starting with Aspen Comics. Everything released under Aspen Comics for the date of September 28th. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Got, as you can see, Executive Assistant Violet. I'm just gonna shrink the browser a little bit so we can get more titles per page without having to scroll a whole lot. Alright, I'm looking for things that would interest me. I'm interested in number ones and one shots and some of the other limited series that I'm collecting. Also, I'm interested in titles by Marvel, Spider-Man, X-Men, and video game related comic books, movie related comic books also. So I don't really see anything from Aspen Comics. I very rarely ever get anything from them. Dark Horse has got Abe Sapien, which is a spin-off character from Hellboy. This is Abe Sapien number 1 of, I think this is an ongoing title, so you might want to pick that up if you're a fan of Hellboy. It's $3.50 comic book. That's an unusual price. It's usually either a $3 book or a $4 book, so this is a $3.50 book, so that's interesting. Doesn't tell me right away who the artist or writer is. Usually I go, like, if it's an artist or writer that I recognize or one that I like, then I'm more likely to pick it up. That's obvious. As you can see here, there's going to be a variant cover for Abe Sapien #1. They always list the variants. This is what I like. They usually have pictures for them too. And you know, you can click the picture and make it larger. Also, sometimes they'll have a preview button where you can actually preview pages from inside the comic. Which is what they're doing with a lot of DC's new #1s. Get a preview, like say the first 5 pages. Sometimes black and white, but not always. Sometimes full color, which is really nice to be able to preview the artwork. For someone like me who is very art oriented, or you know, artwork appeals to me a whole lot, like even more so than writing in a comic book. If I'm gonna buy a comic book, it's gotta have good artwork. If I want a story, I'm probably just gonna get a trade paperback instead. But when I buy a comic book, it's usually either for the artwork, or like as a collection, as an investment, hoping that the comic book will increase in value. Okay, so we go on to DC Comics, and they have the second printing for Action Comics #1, which is probably going to be a different cover than Action Comics #1 first printing. So you might want to check that out, even though it doesn't show it. All-Star Western #1, Aquaman #1, Batgirl #1 second printing. Aquaman and Western are only, well, Aquaman is $3, but Western is $4. Batgirl second printing is $3, and the Batman The Dark Knight #1, which a lot of people are going to be interested in that one. Last week, Batman #1 was released, and I think the week before that we had Detective Comics #1. So this is a big month for Batman. As you can see here, there's a preview. You can preview the couple pages of the artwork, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's take a quick look. And okay, it just gives me one black and white page. And we're going to look at that right now. Blow it up. Yeah, it's not very big, but usually they give you a much better preview than this. I'm disappointed by this one. Usually much bigger. Anyway, let's go back down here. Okay. Continuing with DC Comics, Black Hawks #1. What else we got? Oh, they also show you trade paperbacks and hardcovers when those come out. A lot of kid stuff for the DC releases. Okay, never even heard of Super Pets. Whatever. The Flash #1 for $3, and the variant. Now that looks pretty cool. A lot of people are going to be interested in that. I think I'll skip on it, but still, pretty nice. I will consider that. Green Lantern Corps, The Weaponer, which is a hardcover collection. $23 book. Green Lantern New Guardians #1. I Vampire #1. And Justice League Dark #1. So, what is that now? Dark. Justice League #1 second printing, in case you... Oh, this is a combo pack. So in case you missed the Justice League #1 a couple weeks back, the very first week of the DC relaunch, here's your chance to pick it up again, this time for $5, and it will include, not sure what it will include, but you get a little bonus in there, because it is called a combo pack. Savage Hawkman #1 and Superman #1. That's going to be a big seller. Only $3. Well, so Action Comics #1 was $4, and this is only going to be $3. So kind of a good deal here. You want to pick up Superman #1. Once again, the preview is very small. I don't know what's going on here. Why are the previews so small? I'm not happy about that. But whatever. Okay. Let's keep going, shall we? Teen Titans #1. $3 book. Voodoo #1. Never even heard of that. Now we go on to Dynamite Comics, which has Kato #13. Never heard of that. Phantom, The Last Phantom #9. Never heard of it. Queen Sonya #20, which was basically Red Sonja. The Terminator RoboCop, which is a limited series. This is issue #3 out of 4, so the next issue will be the final. This is pretty cool. I think I might actually... I would consider picking this up if it were only 3 issues and I'd collect all 3 issues. But because it's 4 issues and they're $4 each, I think I'm going to have to pass on it. But I might get the trade paperback if it comes out. And then you have the variant cover for that one. And, you know, black and white ink sketch. Pretty cool. RoboCop, Terminator, which, you know, is kind of a rare thing in comics. You don't get to see them very often. Especially the timing. It's kind of weird because, you know, there hasn't been a RoboCop or Terminator movie for quite a while. But it's interesting that they would release that. We have World of Mars. Never heard of that one. IDW has Crawl to Me #3. Dead World Last Siesta. I guess that's a Western. Doctor Who #9. Doctor Who, very popular. But I've never actually seen it. TV show or the comic book or, you know, any of that stuff. But from what I can tell, it gets a lot of publicity. Duke Nukem Glorious Bastard #3 of 4, the limited series, which I have the #1 for that, and I very much enjoyed it. But I missed out on #2, and I don't think I'll be getting any more, just because I'd rather get the paperback and just have all 4 of them in a bound copy. But very good series. I really enjoyed the artwork in #1. Yeah, Duke Nukem, pretty cool. Lots of humor. Dungeons and Dragons #11. Now that would be a book that would seriously interest me. I'm totally into that stuff. Except for actually playing the game, which I do not do. But yeah, cool series. If I were to collect the series, this would be one of them. But, you know, I'd probably just get a subscription rather than picking up issues here and there. So moving on, we got G.I. Joe ongoing, and some variants for that one. Ghostbusters #1, and this is going to be probably a monthly title. As you can tell, it says ongoing. Now, I already own a Ghostbusters #1, so I don't know if I'll be getting this one. I like to spread out my collection. You'll have lots of variety. I definitely like Ghostbusters, but I don't know if I want to get this one. I think I'll have to go to the store and actually preview the artwork to make my decision. But that's a $4 book. Kind of a rare thing. Ghostbusters, you don't see them that often, so you might want to pick that up. And we got some variants for Ghostbusters. Not able to see the preview, but you know, go to the store and be aware, be alert. See if you can find those variant covers for Ghostbusters. Then we got Godzilla King of the Monsters #7, which I think is an ongoing, not necessarily a limited. Could be wrong on that, but Godzilla, very awesome. I love Godzilla. What can I say? Shadow of Dracula, which is actually, I think that's a trade paperback. They're just saying novel. It says soft cover. Yeah, 17 bucks. Snake Eyes ongoing, which is a spin-off character from G.I. Joe. Snake Eyes is the ninja on the good guys team on the G.I. Joes. Very popular character. One of the more interesting G.I. Joe characters. And you got a variant cover for that one. Suicide Girls. The comic book? Are you serious? Now that's a shocker to me. I would not have expected to see a Suicide Girls comic book. That's very interesting. Don't know what else to say about that. True Blood, based on the HBO television series. It's a collected book, hardcover. True Blood French Quarter, which is limited series. True Blood, very popular right now. Okay, moving on to Image Comics. Evangeline, never heard of it. Artifacts, never heard of that. But I think I'm going to stop the video right here and maybe do a part 2. I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.